Welcome, everyone. This is Devin Murray with Attract More Families, your source for independent school marketing and other great business-related ideas. First off, we're starting with a new microphone this week, so if I sound a little different, I apologize. I've tried to upgrade our audio, but as such, we're still in a little bit of a learning phase with the microphone for today's presentation. So anyways, today I wanted to talk to you all about the 3 levels of prospects that there are and why they matter to you and how you can market to them. So there's 3 levels. There's 1, 2, and 3. I've tried to make it as original as I possibly can. There's also customers in there too. So we can never forget about them because we do always need to still be marketing to them. But first, let's talk about the level 1 customers. This is kind of a small group of customers or prospects. And these are the people that know they have a problem and know that you are the solution to that problem. These are the people who have done past independent school experience either in other areas or when they were a child, or they had an older sibling possibly who did private and independent schools. So they understand the problem, and a lot of them might very well have even gone to your school in the past. So that's the level 1s. These are also people that we've reached through prior marketing. So you've educated them that not only is an independent school the best choice for them, but you've also educated them that you are the best independent school for their needs and for their child. And then also realize that the customers are really only a small fraction of the people in level 1. So there's all these people out there that know that you are the best choice for them, the best choice for their child's education needs, and yet still only a small portion of them have actually jumped and become customers. So you need to reach out to these folks and get them to actually take that step and actually become a customer. You need to convince the people to actually turn in that application, to actually come into the enrollment office. And we do this by obviously direct marketing. Most of these folks, we already know who they are. We've already reached out to them previously. So we have a name, an email, an address. You want to be sending stuff directly to them and speaking directly to them, going, you need to come to our school. We know that that we're the best. So please come and attend our school. It's the best thing you can do. One of the big ways we do this is through deadlines also. By a deadline, either by having a hard deadline of if you don't enroll by this date, you just can't enroll for the next year or next season. We can also do it with deadlines for either bonuses, that they will add bonuses if somebody enrolls by a certain date. Say we're going to throw in the uniforms for free, or we're going to throw in some books, or we're going to throw in a credit for tuition. We can also do a sibling discount possibly for if someone enrolls by a certain amount of time. Or the other thing that we can do is we can start taking things away at a date. So you can start saying, oh, you know what? If you don't enroll by now, then the price goes up. Or you don't necessarily get your choice of classes as much as you would and choice of teachers. Or maybe the uniforms were provided free, but now since you didn't let us know in time to get the order out, it's now going to actually cost extra money for the uniforms if you enroll down the road. So those are some deadlines, because people won't do anything until it's in their best interest to take that action. And it is so easy just to procrastinate. We all know this. We all do this. So deadlines are how we get those level 1 prospects to become our actual customers. And finally, we can do this by social proof. So this is social media, but this is also recommendations, referrals, having their friends see that their friends' kids have already been enrolled. Social proof, so showing that other people just like them have already taken action. Very, very powerful. Sometimes it's just a matter of sending out a postcard that has, here's your neighbors that have already enrolled. Why haven't we heard from you? We're concerned. Letters like that really are how we get those level 1s to go and become a customer. So the next group that we have to talk about are these level 2 prospects. And these are people that know they have a problem, but they don't know yet that you are the solution to that problem. So they know that they don't like their current education and schooling options, but they're still not sure that your school is necessarily the absolute best one for their child. And these are people that are searching for schooling options. They're looking around, seeing what are the different options. And a lot of times this is to public school, but it can also be to other independent schools. So they're looking to see what's best: an independent school, a parochial school. Should I do a private school, a charter school? Should I just homeschool? They're looking for those options and trying to understand the pros and cons for each of them. They're also going to the school review sites and comparing the different schools and seeing how they rank against what's important to them and what other parents just like them have said about your school and the other school. And this group is much, much larger than that level 1 people. There's sometimes 2 to 3 to 1 compared to people that know that you're the best option to those who know that they're not in the option they want. Their education option is not what they want yet, but they don't know quite what the solution is yet for that. There's a lot of those people. And a lot of these are for the fence sitters, that if you don't educate them and help them come over, they won't step over and actually become customers. And obviously, you want to take a level 2 to a level 1 and then do a customer. So how do we market to these level 2 prospects? The first way is with brand marketing. I'm obviously not a big fan of brand marketing, but this is how you do it, is by showing them that our brand, our independent school brand, is the best for getting kids into Ivy League schools, is the best for moving kids on to college, for the best for safety within the schools. But building that brand. You also do this very big with informational marketing. So educating people as to what school is best and what to be looking for in a school. A lot of these folks still don't know exactly what to be looking for in a school. They're still trying to figure out what school is best, and they don't know what choices those are yet, so they're looking for those. Help educate them and inform them through your educational and informational marketing as to what to look for in a school, and obviously that your school is the best of those options. We also reach, obviously, this group with open houses. These are the ones that know that they want to make a change. They just don't know where yet. So an open house is a great way to reach this group. Obviously, AdWords and PPC, pay-per-click advertising, are great to reach this group because this is the group that's looking for options. They're out there searching on Google and YouTube, trying to find options. They're the ones that have a pain that they understand. So you can market to them very well on Google AdWords and other PPC. And this is also the group that's obviously on the review sites. They're looking to figure out which school is best and which one is reviewed the highest. So you really want to make sure that you are reaching out to the review sites and making sure that you look the best for this group. I'm going to talk about this in a minute, that each group you kind of got to have a different message for. So make sure that the review sites are speaking to the level 2 customers because they're the ones that are really going to be looking on the review sites. And then the final level of prospect is this level 3 prospect. And these are people who don't know they have a problem and therefore don't know that you can solve that problem. These are people who have no history of independent schools. So they, as children, didn't go to independent schools. Their family doesn't go to independent schools. They're not really familiar with what the solutions are that you offer and how you can be a help to them. Generally, they're in public schools or they're not in school at all yet. They're not yet at that age. Depending on how your school's age groups fall, you can have those people that are coming out of childcare directly into that kindergarten grade 1s. Haven't ever thought about where do we go from here. They're just going to go straight into public schools because they don't know that there's an option. And the biggest problem is they don't understand the nature of the problem. They've never thought that, there's another option out there and that maybe independent school isn't that big of a cost burden and that the benefits they're going to get from giving up that latte or two at Starbucks every day is going to pay tremendous dividends to them and to their children down the road. They've never thought that. They've never been educated as to what the differences are. They don't know what they don't know. So it's your job to educate them. And this is quite frankly the largest pool of prospects out there because if you look around your community, 80% of the kids who are going to public school or another independent school could probably benefit from working with you. They just don't know that yet. They just need to be educated and helped to see how you can solve problems. So this is really the largest pool of prospects, and these are not even the fence sitters yet. These are the unknowns. But when you educate them properly and when you market to them properly, you can convert a large percentage of these over and increase your enrollment and your applications and people standing in your enrollment office door. So how do we exactly market to this level 3 prospect? The first one is, again, informational marketing. And this is educate them that they have a problem. Educate them about how independent schools are better and how they can provide a safer environment and higher quality teachers than the public schools are. Educate them that there is a problem with the public schools. That the current way that we educate in those schools is, quite frankly, not the best. Educate them on that. This is also about being there in what's known as the 0 moment of truth. I've talked about this on another podcast that I did, but this is that moment in time when someone sits down on a computer and starts looking for options. You want to make sure that you are there when someone goes, you know what? My child is not doing well in public schools. What are my options? You want to make sure that you are there in that moment when they start making the decision as to whether or not they're going to enroll with you or with anybody. Again, remember, 80% of parents have already made their decision as to who they're going to enroll with before they pick up the phone to call you. That's the 0 moment of truth. This is also about being there for social media marketing, making sure that you are there. People are looking around the web and they're seeing their friends and friends of friends who are a part of public or private schools and independent schools. You want to make sure that they're seeing how you are really helping them. It's a very important thing, and to be making sure that you are reaching out to those friends of friends. Because again, birds of a feather flock together, so we know that if we reach out to friends of friends, a lot of those people will come and start looking at enrolling with us. They've just never thought that this was an option for them. Even though their friends' children might be going to your school, they've just never thought yet to do that. And then there is what I call this 4th level of prospects. I know I call this the 3 levels of prospects because those are the ones I want you to focus on. But there is this 4th level, which is this massive group. And this is this level 4, which is people that don't have a problem that you can solve, but can still be a part of the conversation. So you still want to make sure that you are thinking about them with your marketing and your advertising efforts. This could be people such as extended family. It can be, the parents / grandparents. It can be the siblings. It can be aunts and uncles. And some of these people might not even live in the same town. Be realizing that there is a certain amount of education that you might need to do to that extended family in order to relieve the pressure from the parent in order to allow them to enroll with you. This, a lot of times, is going to be done through informational marketing, providing resources so that a parent can give something to their parent that shows them, here's why we're paying for this, because it helps them so much. Especially if they're parents who grew up and they themselves grew up in public schools and they think it's just fine. Help them understand. Also look at the general public. Help educate the general public about how independent schools can be helpful for children. There's a tremendous misconception in our society yet to this day about what independent and private schools and charter schools and parochial schools do and how we help people out. So by educating the general public, more people are going to start stepping up and going, even though I don't have children, I can understand why my neighbor wants to send their child there. Therefore, I'm not going to kind of pressure them and make bad jokes about it. Also look at community leaders. Help educate community leaders as to why independent schools are a big and important asset to their community. A lot of independent leaders or independent community leaders do not understand what we do and how we are a benefit. They just look at public schools and look that we're just taking money from the public schools. That's all they see. They've never been educated. So it's part of us to help educate them. And another huge group that I find very powerful is actually real estate agents. These are the people who are reaching out to someone when they first come into town. And they're looking for what schools they can put their child to. And a lot of times people will pick a house based on the school system that they're moving into. I know that, there can be someone on the north side of the street goes to school A, and on the south side of the street goes to school B, and they'll only buy on that school A side. There are real estate agents all over the country that this drives them nuts, and it can seriously change the prices of houses in tens of thousands of dollars very easily. So by educating a real estate agent that, hey, if someone maybe wants to go to that school B side that goes to not so great of a school, why don't you educate them about this independent school that's right down the road that's even better than school A, and with what they're going to save on the house for the first 2 or 3 years is going to help pay for schooling. These real estate agents are a very powerful resource. So help educate them as to how you can help their clients and the true services that you provide. Even though they might not have a child to enroll in school, they're going to be a resource that can help drive people to your school and to your enrollment office. And so the marketing for this level 3, and this is the big reason why I don't normally talk a whole lot about it, but I wanted to bring it up here. The marketing that you do for the level 3 prospects will really reach the level 4 people just as well. But do sometimes think about, maybe we do need to slant some information or provide maybe a little bit of extra resource in some areas to community leaders and to the extended family and to real estate agents and just to the general public. But just be aware that they're there, but also know that most of the time when you're trying to reach that level 3 prospect, the people that don't even know they have a problem yet, most of that is going to cross over and help the level 4 prospects, that general community, to do better and to understand the options that you provide. So why do these 3 levels matter in the first place? The first thing is you want to make sure that your marketing to message matches. So what you're saying to a level 1 prospect and a level 3 prospect is going to be totally different. You're never going to get a level 3 prospect to enroll directly. You're going to have to advance them through the levels. So when we're talking about a level 3 prospect, all of our marketing there is simply about educating them that there is a problem that has a solution, and to get them to start looking at all the independent schools in the area. This is a great time to do, I hate the buzzword, but that cooperation, where maybe all the independent schools within a community band together to do some general marketing and education about how independent schools are a great option for the children in your community. That's what level 3 is all about. So make sure that when you're reaching out to them, that you're not necessarily giving them the exact offer and pounding them with when the enrollment date has to be. They don't care when the enrollment date is yet. They don't necessarily care about all the little pluses and minuses. They just want to they just need to be taught that there is a difference that they can do, that there's a solution that they want. Then we look at the level 2 prospect. These are ones that now they know they've got a problem and they know they want to go that independent school route. They just don't know what to do yet. So you want to make sure that your marketing efforts for them are reaching out and showing them that you are the best independent school for their needs, making yourself stand out and stand above everybody else in the neighborhood. You also want to make sure that with this level 2 prospects that you're showing up good on the review sites. They're the ones that are looking for those reviews and those testimonials from other parents. And again, the marketing for them is not necessarily going to be, hey, our deadline's coming up next week or in a month. They just want to be taught, hey, Ace Academy is the best school for our needs. That's where they're driving. That's what they want right now. So make sure that you're providing that and getting the review sites and getting the branding out there. And now the level 1 prospects, these are folks that know that you're the best solution for their children's education needs. They just haven't made the jump yet. They haven't taken that final step to fill out the application and show up in your enrollment office. So with this group, you want to be giving them the deadlines, kind of putting that pressure on them, letting them know that there's something to be lost if they don't enroll with you shortly. Really, so those are the different messages, and you need to make sure that you are messaging to each one differently, because if you message to everyone in the community in the exact same way, you're going to waste a lot of marketing dollars on people that just won't hear your marketing. And I see this a lot where everyone just really wants to kind of market just to this level 1 and maybe that level 2 group. Meanwhile, there's this level 3, which is tens of times bigger than level 1 and level 2 combined, and no one's marketing to them. And everyone's wasting their dollars pounding their heads against each other. Versus if you go out for those level 3 with the right message, you can just create a rush to the enrollment office. You also want to make sure that you're reaching out to all 3 levels. Again, as I just said, a lot of times I see a lot of people a lot of marketers who just don't reach out to those higher levels. Everyone wants to focus on that low-hanging fruit, which is that level 1. How do we get someone that already knows that we're the best because they attended, ACE Academy as kids, and now it's time for their kids to go to school. So of course they know that we're the best option. How do we get them to jump? And we send all of our marketing dollars and efforts on them. 10 more of them, just like them, that can pay just as well, that we're not even marketing to and not even reaching out to. And finally, by understanding the different levels of prospects, you can time your efforts and your resources to be the most useful and most helpful. There's only certain times of year really when it makes sense to enroll in your school. Yes, you can enroll if someone moves into town or someone needs to enroll. There's always options, but there's those times of year when really it's the enrollment season. And if you look, middle of October is not a time to be trying to run deadlines and get people to enroll for the current school year. That's already kind of come and gone. But this might be a great time to be reaching out. That October might be a great time to be putting most of your efforts into the level 3 prospects. And then as we get closer to that Christmas break, opportunity for parents to jump from one school to another time, maybe it's time to start putting a little bit more into that level 2 prospects. And then, for the month leading up to enrollment season, maybe it's time to really start putting all of our efforts or most of our efforts into the level 1. And what you'll find too is that if you do this properly, you can spend a couple months working really good on the level 3 and create enough content to get you through the entire year. Make sure that you can time your efforts. That's one of the big reasons to understand these different levels is so that you're not wasting your time, your effort, and your money on people that it's just not going to make sense for them to take action at that time. So those are the 3 levels of prospects. And just want to ask, as I always do, because I love helping you all. So what can I help you with? What is the one big question that you keep coming across that you would like to know the answer to? Just drop me a line. That's my personal email, devin@attractmorefamilies.com. Send me a personal email, and I will either do another masterclass podcast video answering that question, or I might even just send you the response directly myself. So anyways, this has been Devin Murray with AttractMoreFamilies.com. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and we'll talk to you again soon.